Do you know that many of my executives in the various companies that I've created were people that worked in front of hotels, people that worked at restaurants, people that worked at automotive dealerships. And I got to go see them in their natural environment and see how attentive they are to things. And then I recruited them on the spot. You want to know how you find good people?
Honestly, when I first started business, I didn't know what a good employee is or not. So, I was always kind of looking for some grit. I was always looking for a guy or a girl that, would get on it, right? They were sharp, they wanted something, and they wanted to build a future for themselves. So I was always looking for that person. You go into Best Buy and who's the sales guy that's running around and on top of it and out everybody else? And I would always look for those people, and I get their contacts, I'd start working. One of my favorite stories is anytime a telemarketer calls me, I'll entertain their, I'll listen. All right, cabinet refacing. Yeah, I got my cabinets. Tell me about it, right? I'll talk to them. And if they got a good pitch and a good sales going, I said, look, I don't need any cabinets, but I need you. I need you on my team. I'll pay you double whatever they're paying. You come on my team. And I've built my whole telemarketing department over the years just by people calling. And then every one of my key guys, I'm in a male-dominated industry, so they're from out of the industry. My manager, GM, and partner that runs my Phoenix location here that has not put anything less than $8 million in profits to the bottom line over the last 6 years was an F-16 pilot. And I met him the day he was graduating. He had retired. They retire like 33 or 32. And he was getting his MBA, and the day he was supposed to go to graduation, I meet him at a restaurant. Start talking. I said, well, what are you gonna do after? Now he goes, oh, I'm gonna be an investment banker. I'm like, you don't wanna be an investment banker, you wanna be an HVAC. I go, look, I know you got graduation tonight, but how about we get on my jet? I gotta fly to LA for a meeting, take my daughter to dinner, and then I have a place in Laguna Beach. We'll hang out there, and then tomorrow I'll take you to some of my businesses and you talk to some of the guys and see what's there. And I ended up having lunch with him. I got him really excited about it. So he goes, when? I go, in an hour and a half. Where? Be at this FBO. Okay. He blew off his graduation. He got on the jet, and we fly into Orange County, and we thought we'd just drive to LA. My daughter was going to USC, and take her to dinner. But there was some huge traffic jam. So I said, just fly the jet. So we take off a 15-minute flight to LA, which is money, thing to do. But we did it, and because I was selling this guy, and we go to dinner, and then we go to the beach house. This guy's mind's blowing. Like, how does all this stuff exist? And then we go to some of the branches, and he talks to some of these guys. It's like investment banking. I'm going in HVAC, right? And so this guy, we want to talk about grit, an F-16 pilot, and he took over that business. At the time he took it over, it was breaking even, kind of, just trying to get it working, and he just pulled that thing together that quick, followed my system. Now think about it. A pilot in general follows a system every single day, all process oriented. He had a master's in mathematics, an MBA, so he knew how to do math. He understood metrics. He's just got an MBA training, so he was a perfect fit, and he follows my system to the T. And then he follows the 3 golden rules, follow the process, improve the process, which he does a lot, or go work somewhere else.
See how simple those rules are? Follow, improve, or get out. And so a lot of you ask the question, how do we attract? Like a lot of you sit around saying, oh, I need a good employee, I need to find, and you run ads. And I even sent a message to Jeremy and to Josh. What was the message I sent you when you said we're trying to build the sales team a couple days ago? I texted you and Josh. What did I say? I said, go out and recruit. ABR, man. Always be recruiting. The best people you find are at the restaurants, or parking the valet cars, or other things. Like I pulled up and parked next to Natalie out front. A guy comes over, he thinks he's a police officer. You can't park here. You have to go. This is valet. I need the keys. I'm like, take a deep breath. Here you go. Then he followed me in. He's like, what, why are you here? I'm like, what do you do here? Oh, you're valet. Good. There's cars out there. Like, don't worry about what I'm doing here. But the thing is, like, you watch out. I'm not recruiting that person to go to work for me. Same breath, Natalie and I are parking our car the other night, And this kid is like Johnny on the spot. We come out of the restaurant, he's got this big flash thing and a camera. I'm like, I thought you were the valet. He goes, yeah, but everyone wants pictures when they walk out of here. So let me take your picture. Takes an awesome picture, texts it to us and says, just remember me when you come back. I go, how long have you been doing valet? He said, I moved out here 4 months ago. I said, what kind of money are you making? He said, I'm 30 grand. Do you know that many of my executives in the various companies that I've created were people that worked in front of hotels, people that worked at restaurants, people that worked at automotive dealerships. And I got to go see them in their natural environment and see how attentive they are to things. And then I recruited them on the spot. You want to know how you find good people? You don't wait for them to come find you. You go out and look for them. And this is the on the business versus in the business. Like some of you are like, well, I don't have a jet to impress somebody. Well, he would have used his car. Before we had money, we were still doing it. We just up the game when we really want something bad. And when you find something that's worth investing in, you fit it, like work-life balance. He had to get on an airplane and fly anyway to go see his daughter. He was gonna go to dinner with his daughter anyway. He was gonna spend the night in California anyway. So what did he do? He drugged this guy along with him and he tested him. That in 1.5 hours, he was testing his resilience on how serious he was about the next evolution of his career. And that's, if he didn't show up, he probably wouldn't be there working with you today.
I've had, so now in the space, in HVAC, a few people know me. And so people try to come to work for me all the time. They track me down. But the ones that are really aggressive and really want it, and I know that's got some grit, I'll entertain them. But a guy recently came and said, I'll work for 2 months for free. I just want to be on this team. I got offers all over the country. I'll work 2 months for free. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we'll shake hands and go. I said, well, okay, I won't pass that one up. And here's this is a Kenism, and it's, this won't be written in the Harvard Business Review, but sometimes, I always look for guys with mean dads, like guys that had trouble with their dad or very hard dads, because those guys got something to prove, and there's a lot of us in the room that know what I'm talking about, and those guys, and I know I probably can't ask that an interview question, can I?
Nope. Did your dad beat you when you were a kid? If you were interviewing me, I'd be like, yes, all the time.
I use some subtle questions, but
that mean dad thing, it's true. It's true. It really gets you incentivized and motivated. The meaner they are, the rougher they are. I mean, I got to credit all my 6 my dad. Just kidding, Pops. You were a sweetheart. The belt, put me in line.
But those people, they have something to prove. And if you're going to put them on a freight train and do some incredible things, you need people who will buy into that.
100%.